Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Hopsin album, Knock Madness. Hopsin is a West Coast MC who's had a pretty illustrious past couple of years with a lot of hot singles coming out through his Ill Mind of Hopsin series. He is a XXL freshman alum. He has a handful of projects right now under his belt, and he has had a lot of success through his label Funk Volume lately too, with some artists like Jaron Benton and Dizzy Wright gaining a lot of attention. And he really doesn't mince words or worry about what's going to be offensive to other people, and that has pretty much gained him a very passionate cult following. Even if, stylistically, a lot of what he does comes straight out of the Eminem playbook. Hopsin just gets a lot from Eminem when it comes to flow and delivery and hooks and personality. Even the Dr. Dre Style Production on some of the tracks from this new LP of Hopsin's shows influence from Eminem's earlier albums. And for the most part, I do think Hopsin does Eminem's really cartoony rap style justice. He's a really animated MC. His foul-mouthed bars can be pretty hilarious on some of the more hard-hitting tracks here. However, I'm not really saying that Hopsin's brand of comedy is all that mature or clever or well-groomed. He really kind of shoots for that cringe style of comedy in the like I'm an animal, fuck a mink coat bitch, wear me, or I got balls like Ash Ketchum, or I love Christ, but I guarantee you wouldn't want to cross me. Or it's like having sex with a nun. What the heck have you done? This handful of lines only comes from a few tracks on here, but believe me, these songs are not really the exception on this album. Everything on here is pretty tasteless. And the thing is, that's not even really my biggest issue with him. I think Hopsin is really good and capable as a nasty, offensive, giggle-worthy rapper. The issues that I do have with this LP, for one, lie with the hooks, which, I mean, with Eminem being such a big influence on Hopsin and hooks never having been Eminem's strong suit, Hopsin's hooks sometimes are really just nightmarish. They're either sung in this really melodramatic tone that is hard to believe and hard not to laugh at, like on Tears to Snow, or Dream Forever, or What's My Purpose. Sometimes the singing is just really hammed up in a way that makes it cringe-worthy, like on Old Friend, Give Me Back My Homie, or I Still Got Love For You, where, I mean, really the singing on the chorus is kind of excruciating. Or on Jungle Bash, where you kind of have the call and respond, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. The hooks are one thing, but when Hopsin really starts to grate on my nerves is when he hops on some kind of moral high ground and tells the listener what's what. A lot like on the song What's My Purpose, which is essentially a lyrical attack on the human race. And Hopsin is pretty harsh on the shortcomings of people. And I think he has some points on here, like people don't know how to act, people don't know how to handle themselves, there's all this monkey see, monkey do stuff going on, hive mind. But the thing is, what on this track or on this album in general makes Hopsin a worthy messenger of this point of view, or even somebody who can be a torchbearer to fix these problems or bring these problems to the attention of those who might actually try to change things? There's also the issue that Hopsin's views on romantic relationships are completely shot, especially with the nice guy mentality on the song Good Guys Get Left Behind. Not only is this song cringeworthy because there's a Twilight reference in here, but there are plenty of lines on this album that objectify women, which kind of makes it hard for me to believe Hopsin playing into that nice guy role. But still, it feels like Hopsin is taking this nice guy mentality pretty seriously as he details this failed relationship play by play. And the whole time he's just being really bitter because he couldn't get in this girl's pants because I guess he was just too good of a guy. And the problem with the nice guy mentality is that they always blame their inability to get in a relationship on everybody on the planet but themselves. And they always come out the hero too, like when Hopsin is saying that he's paying this girl's way who got pregnant from this other guy when he was planning on getting with her first on the song I Still Got Love For You. What nice guys fail to realize is that maybe they're not getting laid because they're insecure, bitter, whiny, and boring. I mean, just take the really sick and desperate emotions that come through on the track Dream Forever on this album. I can't imagine anything that would be a bigger turnoff to a level-headed woman. Nice guys constantly blame their failures on women just having bad taste in men, and they fail to even think for a moment that maybe their issue is that they have horrible taste in women and are bad at actually gauging whether or not another woman is interested, if they actually even get the guts to approach that person. You know, I don't want to doubt that life is unfair, and I don't want to doubt that Hopsin has had some traumatic experiences in his lifetime, but the way he puts his experiences into words just makes me not want to sympathize ever. There are some tracks on here that legitimately I think are good, I think are entertaining, I think are fun, like the lead single Hop Is Back, or Give Me That Money. A hilarious track with Hopsin saying that all these new friends he makes are constantly trying to get money from him, begging him for money because he's so famous and popular now. Then there is Lunchtime Cypher, which has two of the more solid features on this entire album and has just a hilarious beat. It's a great song concept, rapping, spitting bars at school between your friends. And then there is Hip Hop Sinister, which is easily the angriest, most just frothing at the mouth track on this entire album. And I actually thought it was great, definitely a highlight on here. But there are even some shortcomings on the more upbeat tracks on here. Honestly, on this thing overall, the production and the hooks are just weak, weak, weak. And Hopsin doesn't do anything with his punchlines, his views on life, or his personality to make up for that. He's occasionally entertaining with how amped he is and how zany he is and how he goes at other people. Like, I love the verses when he was making fun of Kanye and Kendrick. But he is way too obsessed with dropping jewels for a guy whose life view is just too bitter and warped to be taking notes from. If you are copying off of Hopsin's paper, you are probably not going to pass this class. I am feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this thing. Transition, if you've given this album a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? What do you think I should review next? And that's it. Anthony Fantano, Hopsin, Knock Madness, forever.